Oh, what is going on, YouTube? This is Skipper the Wise bringing you another Pokemon Black and White Wi-Fi battle. This time it's against a good friend of mine from Friend Codes going by Podervant. He said, "Hey, I'm looking for a battle. I want to test out a Crobat." So I was like, okay. So I bring a couple of random stuff, just wanted to be funny. He brings a Sand Team, and I'm like, oh, no. So I start from a Thunderous, and I lead off with the substitute. He U-turns, and I'm suspecting, Choice Banded. But it doesn't break my sub. So I'm like, whoa, you're bulkier than I thought. Or he's not. But anyways, he's going to go out to his Latias. And he's never seen my Thunder, so he doesn't know I carry the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse is going to smack her right in her face, and it's an easy 3-hit KO. And I'm like, oh, that's no fun. So he's going to break my sub with the Dragon Pulse, and I'm like, okay. Seeing the rest of his team, Thunder Whistles can't really do anything, because I don't carry HPI Surf Focus Blast. Still. So I go for another Dark Pulse, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to die. But I get the flinch. Yeah. Mega Pro. So he's like, screw this. I don't want to stay in. You're going to kill me. After all my leftovers and everything. And he's going to switch the hell out of there. He's going to go into Heatran. He was going to wall me for days. And I go for the Dark Pulse, and he's like, whatever, bro. I'm bulky. I got this. And I'm like, well, crap. Let's see what you're going to do. I'm going to see if you're, that kind of sealed the deal for your Scarf now. Anyways, I go for the substitute. Just wanted to see maybe if he'd go for like a Grass Knot or something. But no, he's got the Magma Storm. I'm like, oh, God, this could be like a Taunting Tran or Torment Tran. Annoying little fucks. So I'm like, whoa, oh, that was my dog. She knocked the camera, and I was like, oh. It made me upset. But anyways, I go for another substitute. He goes for the taunt. I'm like, yay, I can get an attack in. I can go for the Thunderbolt, but it probably won't do too much because they usually are, Torment Trans I've seen are usually especially bulky, plus with a crap ton of HP. So I go for the Thunderbolt. It does more than I thought it would. I mean, I do run Modest, max special attack, max speed, 4 HP. Why wouldn't you? So I blast with the Thunderbolt, and I'm like, whoa, that did a lot. I believe I'm going to switch out here. Oh no, he switches out too. I'm like, whoa, I don't switch out, am I high? I was like, I meant to leave him in for Death Bar to begin with, so I was like, might as well leave him in now. Here comes Tyranitar, he's like, whatever, I got sand up. I'm now specially bulky. Wasn't then, now I am now. So I go to Papa Pal as Cloud Liberation. Sorry, I love that nickname. I figured I'd put it on my Gliscor. It's just awesome. He's going to go for the Stone Edge. And it hurts because I am not physically bulky. No, I am max speed, damn it. So I'm like, alright, he's probably going to go for another Stone Edge. And I go out to Xavier to blow your mind. He's like, I take it like a boss. And I believe I set up Reflect right here. Just to get it up. And I was like, yeah, and then Vaporeon comes out. And this is the biggest fucking troll I've ever seen in my life. Ferrothorn has nothing on Vaporeon to this team. So I switch out. I go to my Thunderous. I'm like, alright, I can probably blast you with a Thunderbolt. He's going to scald me. It's going to hurt. And then look at this. I'm like, I can't set up another sub because I'll die to Sandstorm. So I'm like, ooh, crap. Let's just go for the Thunderbolt. Maybe he'll overpredict and not go to Excadrill, but no. No, he wants Excadrill out there now. And I'm like, fuck. Okay, so I'm like, I can't sit in here. Let's go to my giant Alamamola. The bulkiest physical wall on Earth today next to Shuckle. So he's going to Swords Dance, and he's like, whoa, you got to Reflect. And that thing out? I can't stay in here. So I go for the safe Scald. I really wish I had Toxic on this thing, but I have Light Screen, and that's really weird. Like I said, I brought random stuff. I brought Alamamola with Light Screen with a dual screening Metagross. Facepalm. But anyways, I go for the Scald, and it's got Vaporeon, and you go out the Water Absorb, so it doesn't do squat. So Alamamola's like, I'm going to wish, but Vaporeon's like, haha, I'm going to spew sludge all over your beautiful little body. And I'm like, I'll go ahead and wish anyways. Excuse me. So At this point, I'm thinking he's probably going to predict me to switch. So I'm actually going to set up the light screen right here. Just because I don't want him to blast whatever I bring in with a scald. So I set up my light screen. He set up a switch. I don't know if he's predicting me to switch or to stay in or whatever, but it works. And I'm like, well, crap. Let's try the wish thing again. So after all the shenanigans happens, I'm gonna go for the wish. As he switches out, and I'm like, whoa, crap. T-Tar comes in, he's like, I'm gonna wall you. And I'm like, I wall you too, but still. And I was like, alright, I got my wish up. I'm gonna go to my something after everything. Oh, my reflex gone. So I'm like, well, that sucks. So I go out to Papa Pill. And he's like, gotcha. He got the brick break. And I'm like, well, at least it wasn't Stone Edge and I can get my HP up. But light screen's down. And I'm like, whoa, this sucks. So glad Papa Pill's doing his thing, sucking up his poison. He goes into Vaporeon. I go for the Swords Dance. This is actually a baton passing Gliscor. My favorite one. I used it in 4th gen. It was amazing. And he's gonna be like, whatever. I'm physically bulky, so I'm like, all right, let's go to Professor Xavier to blow your mind again. He's not +2. Earthquake would probably do quite a bit, but he gets the frickin' burn. The burn. Why? That's just my luck. But Xavier's like, I'm in a wheelchair. People will light me on fire. This is not funny. So he's going to set up his wish knowing I can't do squat to him. So I'm like, I think I'll just put up a couple screens. Because I can't hurt you. I can't hurt anything else. And I'm basically the next thing to Death Fodder. So he goes for the skull to finish me up. So I put up my light screen, it looked like. Because I knew Vaporeon's going to sit in here for a while. And I'm like, I can't do anything to you. Jeez. So after he gets his wish, I go with the Super Bitch. Super Bitch is going to get out of there. Super Bitch is like, bye. This is actually a Choice Scarf Mix Sweeper kind of thing. And it sucks. I need to change it to Choice Band. So I go and you turn out to Alamomola. He's going to go for the Scald. I'm like, ow, that hurts. Not really, because I'm a water and I've got bulk. And there's a light screen up. So I believe I predicted him to switch out or I go for the wish. Yeah, he goes out to frickin' T-Tar because he doesn't like my light screen up. I go for the wish. I'm like, I got this. And you're going to start noticing pattern because as soon as I do wish, I switch. Which is what you normally do. So I switch out. And I go to Papa Pill because I figured he really wants to get rid of my light screen because he does not like me having screens. Papa Pill's like, psh, I wall you. Unless you got Stone Edge, which you do. So Papa Pill's like, gone. See ya. I go out to Super Bitch. He's actually going to switch out and he's going to go out to his Vaporeon. I'm like, fuck a duck. Alright, Super Bitch, you got to do some work. Let's go for that stab Stone Edge who's pushing like way over 400 attack. It misses. And I'm like, well, crap. So he's going to set up a wish. And I'm like, double crap. Alright, after Sandstorm's all up, I'm like, alright, we can do this one more time. I can probably come in here with something. I can revenge kill the shit of it. No. This game hates me and wants me to lose. I miss another Stone Edge. Super Bitch is like, I'm not so super anymore. Because I'm under half and I'm like defeatable now. So, and I'm surprised they lived that, but thanks to Sandstorm, his pathetic special defense just becomes subpar special defense. So I go out to Alamomola. Kind of Death Fodder. Kind of. I was really hoping I could take that skull better, but I don't because Alamomola's special defense blows worse than any other freaking stat it's got. And I can't do anything because he's going to outspeed me and blow me away with a Scald after Toxic. And I'm like, man, my giant purple thing really didn't do too much. But in reality, it did. But I don't reveal the secret till later. You will see why. Because it's amazing. So he's gonna get his leftovers. All those things happen. I go out to Thunderous. I'm like, I'm gonna scare you out. And I actually have my prediction pants on. I go straight out to Papa Pal because I know he wants to go to Excadrill. And I'm like, haha, I can destroy you with an Earthquake. So he's gonna switch out. And I do go for the Earthquake. He brings Vaporeon back. I'm like, whoa, bitch, I'm still here. So Earthquake, not gonna do too much. Not too many attack EVs in it. Oh. So Pop Pill's got to go back. I go with the Super Bitch, just Death Fodder. He's gonna scald me. I'm like, alright, Super Bitch didn't do anything, which makes me sad. I gotta make a new Super Bitch, who's Choice Banded, who can do work. Adamant Choice Banded, epic. So I'm gonna go out to Boo. But he's not really that scary anymore because he's not disguised. I go for the Focus Blast, hoping he'd want to switch out in like the predicted dark move, but he doesn't wanna. He sees through that shit. And I'm like, well, I could kind of come back here, but he's gonna go for the Skull. He gets the fucking burn once again. And I'm like, ah, man, this is basically a good game because I'm down. So he goes to his Crobat. I was like, alright, let's go Night Days. Probably be able to kill the Vaporeon. Nope, he goes to him, and I'm like, whoa, that didn't do squat, and burn kills me, and I'm like, ah. So I'm like, alright, this is basically a good game. So I'm like, go to Papa Pal. I'm like, you know what, let's try to do something. He's like, Super Fang. I'm like, fine. I'm like, Swords Dance, in your face. And I'm like, I get Poison Hail. Thank you, broken Pokemon game. So this basically seals the deal. It's like, I'm not choiced at all because I got Black Sludge. He's going to Super Fang me again. I'm like, okay. Ice Fang, dead. So, yeah, you're dead. I'm like, well, I'm kind of screwed. He goes up to Tyranitar. I'm like, not good. So I go for the Earthquake anyways. I'm like, let's give it a shot. And it's like, whoa, it's still going. That is definitely a crit. No, it is not. Papa Pill's stronger than I thought. And he's getting his health back. And my opponent's like, what the fuck? And I go for the Ice Fang again. I'm like, how am I outspeeding Latios? And he's like, I don't run any speed IVs. I'm like, damn. This is where Jolly and 252 speed IVs come in. And I'm like, Vaporeon, meet your Mega. I go for the EQ, dead. I'm like, looking good. I got my health back. He sends an Excadrill. I'm like, oh, come on. Swords Dance. I'm like, what? He's got to have Focus Sash then. And I go for the Earthquake. And it's going. It's going. It's going. It's dead. I was like, what? No Focus Sash? I'm like, Life Orb. I'm like, why'd you go Swords Dance? He's like, I thought I had Focus Sash. I'm like, okay. So he goes out to frickin' Eruptor. I'm like, Pop Up Hill. Use Earthquake. He's like, yeah. And I was like, good game. Holy crap. Epic comeback of all times. That's what I'm saying. Alamomola did help because if it wasn't for her giving him full HP, I would have been screwed. So good game, Poe.